What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Kimo. The map, as always, competitive, mega random. This is the losers finals, also known as the round of three. 3 players remaining. This tournament has been absolutely insane thus far, and I'm excited to see these guys going at it here. Shelty's had an incredible run thus far in this tournament, and personally, I'm really excited to see him play. He's been really showing an incredible resolve throughout this tournament. So I'm pretty excited to see if he can make this work here. Anyways, Kimo, on the other hand, I think he got knocked out earlier by Shelty. So this is almost a revenge match for Kimo coming through here. But both players knocked out by someone, both players losing their life. So they're on their second life at the moment. This is their final opportunity. Can no longer lose a game here moving forward. So very big questions to be answered. But we do see that Kimo gets himself his main god here in this series, in this finals, or in this losers finals. Gets his Ra, gets it against Shelty's Poseidon here. So in a lot of ways, this is a comfort pick for Kimo. Not that he gets to pick it, but this is a comfort matchup for Kimo. I think he's been finding Ra a little bit struggling against like the Hades of Vividly Balanced Patch 5.0, and also the Norse as well, funnily enough, been giving him some problems as well of late amongst the top players. So we'll see how things are going to be going here. Kimo actually goes for husbandry to start this game off, which is a very, very interesting decision. He's found himself a ton of goats here, and this is going to be, I don't know if you guys know, because I say it all the time, but husbandry goats gather the same rate as hunting dogs hunt. Not hunting dogs hunt. Non-hunting dogs hunt as no upgraded hunt. So this is really, really efficient for Kimo. But obviously these goats here, not that much food in them at the moment, which is a thing there as well. So we'll see how this is going to go for Kimo moving forward. He's going to have probably a pretty good advance. I mean, that's a very, very open gold mine in his base here, and we'll see if Shelty notices this, if he's going to put some pressure onto this one. If we actually take a look at the map here slightly, there is an opening here. There is an opening here. Tower is on the back end, but a Hippolyta coming through is going to cause a lot of problems for Kimo moving forward, as the temple coming up here, Monument to the Soldiers coming through as well, and Kimo is going to be starting up nicely. Temple coming up for Shelty as well. There's a decent amount of hunt on the map with all the Aurochs down the bottom. There's hunt over here moving around the outsides of the map. It seems this town center will be very nice if Shelty can steal it away from Kimo. Also, this town center over here, very nice for Kimo as well with these Aurochs here. But Kimo not going for hunting dogs to start this game off does basically mean that he wants to go for a fast farming strategy. But there's nothing stopping him getting hunting dogs later, raining, jumping onto that hunt after the farms come down up here, and enjoying that after the rain. There's nothing wrong with that. Another option could be that he could go through Bast here, which would be an interesting thing to see. But he could go through Bast. He looks like he's going through Ptah. He could go through Bast and hunt that hunt there later, getting himself hunting dogs now instead of going for Shaduv, which definitely an option. But we'll see how things are going to go. Hermes on the way. Ptah coming through as well. So Shelty at this point, 5 villagers on gold. He's got himself 5 villagers over here on wood. Plus there was a villager over here sharing the wood on this location for a little bit, jumping over onto the gold as well. And we'll see how it's going to go. Aurochs getting grabbed on this position for Shelty. I imagine he's going to go for this town center, but I mean, he's scouted the entire map. If we take a quick look at Shelty's perspective, he sees this town center is not that good. He sees how good this one is with the boars on it, and then it's a forward one. But do you really want to grab a forward town center against Ra? You're asking for it in a way. So we'll see how it's going to go. Stables coming down from Shelty. He is going very, very aggressive here to kick this one off as the villagers already moving in onto this position. The Katoskopos moving through here as well to check this location out. The Pharaoh going to be grabbing this position. The Centaur on the way. We are going to be seeing Shelty getting himself his heroes out. He's got himself the Theseus here. No, not just yet going to be getting himself much else here. 3 stables down. Shelty is going full send to open this game up here in this one. But Kimo's going to have his town center up. And the question is, where to next? Is it just 3 stables and then a town center? Like, what was the idea here from Shelty, if not just pumping cavalry? And then what for afterwards? I mean, there's always going to be an opportunity to put pressure onto this town center, but Shelty went Hermes and he didn't go anywhere else. Houses coming down as well. And I mean, the farms down onto this position here for Kimo straight away. He's already got himself Shadoof, pickaxe, plow, all of the stuff that he needs is in. Armory coming down. No defensive buildings coming up here for Kimo on this one, as Shelty is starting to get himself those Hippocon out. I still don't know what his plan is here, because 1 town center aggression against 2 town centers, I mean, it can work, but back gold mine here. Gold mine's in the center of the map. I asked the question, is it really possible? There's a nice wall here as well that these Hippocon come through and start bashing down. Kimo going to be dropping that rain down. He's going to be rushing towards the heroic gauge here. Is another final farm going to come up onto this position. I'm not sure exactly how many farms. Kimo's got 8 farms over here. 14 farms here, a decent amount. Is the wall going to get broken down onto this position? There's no defenses on this watchtower here for Kimo. As the skin of the rhino coming through for Kimo, he sees what's coming, reacting to that immediately. This cuts into the villager production significantly for Kimo, but it will keep him alive in a big way as the walls coming up around the tower here to try and defend that one. And the villagers retreating back. Barracks getting thrown down as well by Kimo. He is abandoning his fast, heroic game plan here as the army swinging into this position as well. Going to look to attack this. Another barracks coming down onto this position as well as the Wadget says, get out of here, Mr. Hippocon, as he's very angry. Do we see anything coming through? I think this is just a just-in-case barracks here for Kimo. You can always spam those spearmen out later after everything is kind of set, after the dust is settled. As now we see the medium Hippocon coming in, and it looks to me like Shelty, 80 population, he wants to put pressure on to this town center here. There's no Pharaoh here. There's no priest here to help defend this position. The Hippocon going to swing around here. Town center going to get taken down. Spearman starting to come out for Kimo. He's getting himself medium spearman to boot here as the army turns around. The town center is targeting down the Theseus at this point as the Hippocon come through to try and snipe down that Pharaoh, and he does manage to do so. Big shifting sands, though, from Kimo as he pulls everything back in. A couple of Hippocon will be getting taken out. And now what for Shelty? He's still going after this town, and the villagers have been pushed off of the farms for a significant amount of time here. Kimo's trying to get himself out as many of these spearmen as he can as the Hippocon retreating back. But it looks like, to me, the town center of Kimo will be getting taken out here. Villagers popping out to start shanking. Remember, they do have themselves the upgrade skin of the rhino as the Hippocon getting a little bit confused about what's happening here as the villagers turn around, getting a lot of good damage done onto this position as the Hippocon coming around, taking out the spearman over there. Kimo has spent all of his resources now as the Pharaoh coming through. The Hippocon, the Hippolyta does end up getting taken down as the Pharaoh getting sniped onto that position, getting dove into the town center. They're keeping that one alive as the villagers repairing this one back up. He needs to take that Pharaoh out there as the spearmen are getting a ton of damage done here. It looks to me like Kimo is going to be holding on after all of this aggression has been sorted out, and Shelty pulls away, tail between his legs, says, I cannot finish off the town center. 1200 HP remaining on that one. And Kimo survives, sees exactly what's coming for him, builds the spearman. Shelty needs to find some damage somewhere in this game, but it's not going to be coming through anytime soon. Do we see a town center coming up here? No, not just yet. A couple of mercenary also popping out there for Kimo to boot. Those will be getting, will be falling there as well after the timer is all sorted out. Barracks coming up onto this position as well for Kimo. He's more than happy to stick in with the spearman. Moving forward, we see walls coming up. Unfortunately, that villager does something silly there. Goes into that oak tree. I've kind of started drawing the wall and then right-clicking on it because the villagers have a mind of their own on that one there. As another barracks coming down there for Kimo. As what else can Shelty do but continue the aggression? It's 50 villagers for Kimo to 35 for Shelty at this moment. As the army swinging back in, sees the Pharaoh. Does he focus it down with the Hippolyta? Yes, he does. Finishes that one off as the Wadget on the back is going to be the target there. Wadget does get pulled back. Nice micro there from Kimo to catch that one out. The spearman trading nicely here underneath town center fire as Shelty trying to break through onto this position. More mercenary are coming through here at the moment. Shelty's got to be thinking at this point, does he need to be attacking this location? The villagers are all on this gold mine now, very much out of position where that's concerned as the Wadget does get taken out. The Hippocon going to be getting pulled back. Walls getting finished up on this position here. Hippocon retreating away can take down some of those spearmen where that's concerned. Villagers finishing up the resources over there. Lots of wood on the bank there for Shelty to potentially go for that town center. We do see the Theseus spots the gold over here as Shelty does see that is in as the Hippocon going to swing around here and see that the wall has been not yet completed, but basically completed there. And Shelty needs to break this down here as his Hippocon get turned around there. He can swing in straight past the town center if he so chooses. He doesn't need to knock this wall down. But this is giving Kimo a lot of time here. Still no town center up for Shelty. He's getting an armory up. He can go straight to the heroic age, go for some sort of an Aphrodite timing, so to speak. He's still got the population edge, but he is making Hippocon against Spearmen, and these Spearmen do have themselves that medium Spearman upgrade. And while the Hippocon, especially Poseidon Hippocon, can trade somewhat decently here, I think you got to be careful how you take these fights. There's a tower up on that position there as well. Villager over here getting pushed back. Shelty still taking this fight. Copper Mail coming through for Shelty to give himself a little bit more of an edge on these fights. A little bit late though, as the Spearmen are just absolutely swarming here. Though, does Shelty have more population than Kimo? Probably not here, as the Spearmen seemingly doing too well. Shelty retreating back, still not able to make the damage done in this game. As you see the villagers moving over onto the berry bushes, and now Kimo, not only has he got the economic population advantage, he's also looking like he's got the military population advantage here. Copper Mail is now in though, so these Hippocon have now got an extra 8% armor here, so that's giving them a lot more effective HP against these spearmen of Kimo, but I'm still not sure it's quite enough here. As Kimo's now going for a third town center at the top there, and he's going to be able to eat all of this hunt up here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets himself hunting dogs, and he does indeed get that hunting dogs. With all of that hunt there, so many resources. Grabbing that hunting dogs is going to be absolutely huge. And Shelty is still one town center in this game. And we'll see if Shelty can swing around and get some villager kills, because that's what he needs here. He needs to stop trading against army. But it's just not working out for him here, it seems, as the spearmen are going to be pulling back here. Granary coming up. Copper shields coming through for Kip. Why is he getting copper shields? Just take the villagers off of wood. Get yourself shaft mine. Take the villagers off of wood. Call it a day. You know you're not going to be building slingers here in this game. Copper shields is a funny upgrade to grab. Obviously, it helps at some point, but Shelty's still trying to take these fights here. He does have that copper mail, but again, I mean, these spearmen are just... They're just so good against cavalry. He's got him the watchtower here. No crenellations, but it's still helping out on this fight, as Kimo's spearman numbers slightly dwindling here, as it looks like Shelty is winning this fight for the time being. He's also getting some favor to get himself those speedy Hippocon moving forward here. Kimo struggling for just a little bit after all is said and done, as his villagers are going to start getting raided here, as a bit of a win for Shelty does come through, but Shelty needs to target down these villagers and get those taken out. Needs to get some damage onto the gold mine, as his Hippocon running through here sees the villagers. He's going to start targeting those ones down. More spearmen are coming through though for Kimo, as the villagers just simply going to calmly retreat back. Copper mail now coming through for Kimo. That's exactly what he needs to give himself the edge back in this fight. One thing that Shelty could have been doing here is getting himself up in archery range, getting himself some Toxotes into this to help him with these fights, but hasn't done it just yet, as the villagers are going to come through and join the fight as well. Hippolyta still getting some good damage done, and Shelty trying to retreat back wherever those villagers are fighting. We'll be pulling away from this location. 50 villagers to 80 villagers. Shelty still no second town center. I think he can get the town center. I think he can continue in this game. Kimo's full villagers though, which is a big problem. Spirit of Charge now coming through for Shelty, as he's just like saying, I'm not going town center no matter what here in this game, is seemingly his game plan. But with all of that wood in the bank, what's he saving it for? Farms, I guess. But even that said, like, leather frame shield coming through for Kimo, just in case Toxotes start coming into the mix. But you have to ask the question, like, is the difference in villager count versus army count versus town centers? I'm pretty sure Kimo at this moment, he's got more military with 145 population, 30 more villagers, more military than Shelty can muster at full population on these town centers. So even if he gets more tech here, it doesn't matter, as Shelty going to be pulling back for the time being. More Hippocon getting cleaned up here, as the spearmen shanking away with those spears, doing so much damage here. And Shelty's still not next stage. There's a second town center coming up for Shelty. There's just so many spearmen, as Hathor has now been clicked up for Kimo. Hand axe coming through as well. He is spread out all over the map for the time being here. No well, he's getting barracks up at the top as well, just continuing to plant those down as the game continues. Spearman going to be retreating through the gate for the time being. There is a third town center coming up on this position for Shelty. And can Shelty find himself the position he needs after the dust settles here? He does have a decent amount of villages at 57, so these town centers will pop up. His farms have come through, but doesn't matter. Has Kimo got too much of an economic advantage over him to have the advantage here? There is a world where shifting away from the Hippocon into hoplites will give him a win on an army transition, but going into these archers, I mean, Toxotes are good and all, but now these spearmen, if you actually take a look at them, 35% pierce armor. It's a lot of pierce armor for the spearman. He's got himself, copper shields and leather frame shield. Both of those giving a significant amount of pierce assistance there, as a Migdol stronghold coming up in the middle of the map, as Shelty's Hippocon will not spot this here. Shelty retreating back now. We see Bowsaw irrigation, fortified town centers, heavy spearmen. Kimo is literally just spending everything he possibly can. Stone walls, market coming up. Kimo is the master of just don't die, and he is showing that here in this game. As the rock coming through, going to try and drop these, seeming like he wants to drop the spearman on top of the Hippocon, causing problems here. Medium archers coming through for Shelty, but this army of Kimo seems to be just way too strong. Plus, more units are just going to be flowing out. Look at the resources for Kimo. He's actually, well, he hasn't even stopped production here, it seems. But Kimo is going to be heading to the Mythic Age very, very soon. Looks like Shelty does manage to trade here relatively well, but villager-wise, he's economic-wise here, he just does not have it. He loses the rest of those units at the end there. 115 population versus 115 population as the Migdol Stronghold does get spotted, but now Kimo can go into cavalry. Spearman cavalry. I know Age of Mythology players love their archers. Don't get me wrong. But Spearman cavalry with Ra, that's an army composition that's scary for Poseidon players and Greek players in general to deal with. We'll see if Kimo is going to start making those or not. As now we see that Shelty is about to be graded, still in the second age, with an Osiris full population villager, Ra, coming at him very, very soon. He's got a lot of work ahead of him to pull this game back from the brink here. But he's still got gold mines, though that being said, the next gold mine on the map, from what I see after these are gone, are right in the center of the map. So we will have to start a trade route immediately, I would assume here, which does make life very, very challenging for him as the Kimo unit's pulling forward here. He's got full copper here versus Shelty's just copper mail. I would have liked to, there is still a ceasefire, remember, so Shelty can buy his time a little bit here if he wants to, as the Locust gets dropped down onto those villagers, getting kind of path blocked there nicely as the spearmen pull around, targeting down the Hippocon here. Kimo decides to pull back for the time being, not wanting to take too many bad fights here. A whole bunch of barracks, siege works coming in. Pharaoh getting healed back up for the Son of Osiris. Aphrodite now coming through for Shelty at this point. That's the thing that Shelty needs to be most careful of in this game is sniping that rock down. Because if you can pick that one off, that's when you're going to have the most advantage. As he does pull back for the time being here. Pharaoh going to be pushing forward here and seeing what he can do. Villagers moving up to this middle gold mine here as well. Trying to grab that super, not early, but just as his gold mine finishes there. As Shelty starting to get some damage done with his Toxotes from far, but the chariot archers are out. Son of Osiris is in. And what can you do to pick off this Son of Osiris? You do have Spirited Charge, 6.05 speed Hippocon here. Catching that Son of Osiris out is going to be a challenge, to say the very least. Shelty using some garrison micro tricks here to get those Toxotes nice and close to the Son of Osiris. Takes a little bit of damage. You're going to dive back into the town center there as Theseus comes forward, trying to pick off that. But Sukos over here getting some good damage done. There's the curse getting dropped down with the Aphrodite hitting there as the Hippocon swinging around onto this position over here. Does catch that Son of Osiris out. Going to try and body block here with the big fat Hippocon as the Hippocon comes through, trying to body block, but the son of Osiris gets picked up by the rock. And very, very nice micro there from Kimo. New Kingdom coming through. Champion Spearman. Guard Towers also. Shelty wins the fight. He's pushed Kimo down to 115 population. He's got the economy going. He's got that middle gold mine, but he needs to start that trade route. Like I said, take this game as hardcore late game as he possibly can. Possibly even go Artemis here to slow the building spam down, because that's about to come through onto this position here. We see Spearmen coming through here for Kimo, as well as the mercenary cavalry, though, starting to come in for Kimo as he's got himself 18 camel caravans. He's also got the priest on this moment with New Kingdom coming through. He's going to get another one of those to come in as the Hippolyta are coming through, trying to snipe down the rock here. It's kind of stuck here on passive stance, it looks like, so we'll be able to snipe that down. We'll give Shelty a chance to at least kill the Son of Osiris. Siege tower on the front going to be getting taken down as a catapult sieging down this location. Medjai coming through as well for Kimo as he's getting all of the terrifying Hathor upgrades through. As the Spearmen are still trading really, really well here. And one thing that I think that Shelty has needed to do is transition into hoplites, transitioning into hoplites much longer ago. Because look at this, Kimo is teched into Champion Spearman. He's put so many resources into this one unit here. And if you just move away into its counter, making some pacifist or making some hoplites, can be very, very good. But while the ceasefire comes down, Kimo knows exactly what to do. He comes in, walls come up, getting those down nicely. Copper weapons, bowsword, quarry coming through for Shelty. The answer to these kind of these forward plays is to get yourself out the earthquake, get yourself that Artemis, break this down, and help yourself through. But it's a little bit too far away. So we do see the units coming through, blocking this in. Son of Osiris kind of stuck in onto this position here. As engineers coming through for Kimo, bronze shields coming through as well. Kimo not actually even trying to get his Son of Osiris to safety here as it's getting caught out as best as he can. But the walls get left alone here. As the Son of Osiris now does get caught out, Toxotes will be able to clean this one up. Son of Osiris looks like it gets sniped down. Big win here for Shelty as Kimo was not careful enough there with said Son of Osiris. Big win there for Shelty, but he's now down to 130 population and the rest of these catapults are moving forward. Can Shelty defend this position after all is said and done as the Spearmen cleaning up the Hippocon on the back there? And the Hippocon clean up these chariot archers here as well. Guard tower coming up for Kimo as the Hippocon retreating back here. We do see the heavy chariots getting taken down. Spearmen going to be taking out those heavy Hippocon where that's concerned. But in the end here, fortified town center still alive. But the army quality of Kimo is only getting better here. Only getting better, ladies and gentlemen, as the Hippocon retreating back for the time being. And we do see a Hippolyta popping out, trying to take out the champion chariots here and everything else. But there's no myth units for the time being. The problem here for Shelty is he's about to run out of gold mine and he's only got one donkey caravan. So he is basically hard stuck in this heroic age when he needs a mythic age to earthquake this location and let him survive in this game for a little bit longer. As the stone walls do end up coming up here, towers coming up, and not only towers coming up, these are crenellation guard towers, which are going to be absolutely mincemeating these Hippocon. As you can see the damage coming through as soon as they start targeting one of these Hippocon, you'll see the crazy amounts of damage that comes in here with crenellation towers. Bam! Look at that, 40 damage a shot there basically onto those Hippocon at that moment. That's absolutely insane. Catapults getting taken down. Town center, however, does look like after the dust settles, does get taken out there. And Shelty, in that moment, does tap out. Kimo gets the dub. Incredibly great defense there from Kimo. Shelty, I think, was trying to catch Kimo out in the with the heroic cage without, like, how do I say this? Shelty was trying to catch Kimo going for a naked, fast heroic, and maybe if it just kind of pulled off on the timing of the Hippocon and went for like a 7-minute showing or a 7-minute something, yeah, maybe like a 7-minute showing, maybe he could have, well, not a 7-minute showing, but like a 6-minute 30 showing of all of Hippocon, maybe he could have forced Kimo into a really, really weird position with this play. But instead, he went a little bit too early on the fight. He gave it away a little bit too early that the Hippocon were coming, and it wasn't some weird other strategy. I don't know what else Shelty would have gone for here, but I don't know. Maybe this could work if you'd get some mind games going. Not 100% sure. The big thing is that if you're playing Ra here, you know that you're not scouting. So you don't know that a town center isn't coming up for certain until around about 6 to 6:30. That's when you start asking questions like, why is the town center late here? What's happening? So there are some things here where if you just mass an army and then you go and attack at 6:30, you get a lot of value done because your opponent is not going to know that's happening. They're expecting a town center to come up. They see no town center and they go, oh, damn. And they lose their town center and potentially they also get gold starved here. But Shelty showed his army super early, was trying to get some damage done on the home gold mine. It's a little bit unlikely that's going to happen. And Kimo responds beautifully here, gets the first win. Up 1-0 in this best of 5. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.